An elementary teacher entered a plea deal today in federal court to abusing a student. So this isn't an Arkansas case, but it is from Stillwell, Oklahoma. If you don't know where Stillwell, Oklahoma is, because I didn't, it is just a very short drive from the Arkansas border of the unincorporated town of Evansville, Arkansas, which is like in Washington County. Now, I do have to tell you straight off the bat, this case is shocking. In June 2023, a 6-count indictment was filed against Lawrence Forkiller. Lawrence Forkiller was a teacher at Stillwell Elementary School, and the allegations don't just involve children, they involve 6 students. I'm going to go through these 6 counts because I don't want to say the wrong thing, and you'll see why here in a moment. Count 1 is aggravated sexual abuse of a child in Indian country. So count 1 pertains to the dates between August 2020 and May 2021. It says that Lawrence Forkiller, an Indian, did knowingly engage in and attempt to engage in a sexual act as defined by Title 18. More explicitly, there was contact between Lawrence Forkiller's member and the mouth of a minor student who was under the age of 12. I told you it's shocking. So count 2 is abusive sexual contact in Indian country, and the dates on that are between August 2022 and May 2023. And the allegation is that Lawrence Forkiller, an Indian, did knowingly engage in and cause contact between himself and a victim by intentionally touching directly and through the clothing the buttocks of a victim who had not yet reached the age of 12 years old, with the intent to abuse, humiliate, harass, degrade, arouse, and gratify the desires of any person. Count 3 is abusive sexual contact in Indian country, and that is between the dates of August 2022 and May 2023. It says that Lawrence Forkiller, an Indian, did engage in and cause sexual contact by intentionally touching directly and through the clothing the breast and buttocks of another student who had not yet reached the age of 12 years old. Count 4 is abusive sexual contact in Indian country. It is between the dates of August 2022 and May 2023. It says that Lawrence Forkiller, an Indian, did knowingly engage in and cause sexual contact by intentionally touching directly and through the clothing the breast and buttocks of a 4th child who had not yet reached the age of 12 years old. Count 5, abusive sexual contact in Indian country. It says that the dates on that are August 2022 and May 2023, and says Lawrence Forkiller, an Indian, did knowingly engage in and cause sexual contact by intentionally touching directly and through clothing the buttocks of a 5th victim who had not yet reached the age of 12 years old. And the last charge, the 6th count, is abusive sexual contact in Indian country. It says that between August 2022 and May 2023, Lawrence Forkiller intentionally touched directly and through the clothing the inner thigh of the 6th victim, who was not yet 12 years of age. So that's 1 count of aggravated sexual abuse of a child in Indian country and 5 counts of abusive sexual contact. So the most serious of the charges, obviously, is the first charge. This past week, Lawrence Forkiller did plead guilty to that first charge, the most serious one. He entered a plea deal to plead guilty to that first charge, and that all 5 of the other charges would be dropped. Now, I do understand the reason for this, because that first charge, being the most serious one, does carry a sentence of up to life in prison. I don't know that he'll get that, but I think that he'll probably get quite a bit of time. And in the federal prison system, you have to serve 85% of your sentence at least before you get an opportunity to be paroled. On the flip side of that, there were 6 sets of initials on the indictment papers, so 6 different victims. And I feel like all of those victims deserve some form of justice. I just hope that they all feel like, or their parents all feel like, they're getting justice, even though he's only pleading guilty to that first charge. You know what I mean? Now, I do want to say this because the charges said that the victims were under the age of 12, right? And you're probably thinking like 11, 10. No, I'll tell you how old that first victim was. And I can only tell you how old that first victim is because on the plea agreement that was filed in the court, there is a factual basis for plea that is listed. And in that, it says that while at his place of employment, Stillwell Elementary School in Adair County, Oklahoma, Lawrence Forkiller, knowingly caused victim two to engage in a sexual act by having the victim place her mouth on my member, uh, it says victim two was 7 years old at the time this abuse took place. 7 years old. This victim was 7 years old when this trusted member of the community, the school, the very teacher that was supposed to teach that victim, took that precious baby and had her perform an oral act on him. And I think that it's disgusting. It is evil. It is. I can't even. As it always goes with federal court, Lawrence Forkiller will be sentenced at a later date. But like I said, he is facing up to life in prison. Maybe he'll actually get life. We will see.